the lounge right now.
Yeah, I think we started out here a couple days ago. We're going to walk outside. We're in Cabo San Lucas overnight. So, you can get off the ship and actually stay in town. They want you to let them know, though.
Let
If
guest services know that you're going to stay overnight on shore because
uh,
the last tender is at 10:30.
And apparently the Carnival Panorama is coming in tomorrow morning or afternoon, whatever. Um, so we played Beatles trivia last night and we won backpacks. So uh, I thought you could, because it wasn't trivia, it was name that tune, and it's always name that tune.
And
And
from the crowd, it looked like there was going to be a,
howdy, Jules. A five-way tie.
yeah, at least, because everybody seemed to know the titles,
And of
but
course, we got them all right because it's easy.
and nobody else did.
Yeah, nobody else did. I was
I
surprised.
was too.
So I looked around the room when he said 20 and we were still clapping. I'm looking around the room. Um,
I'll still be clapping. So we went to the casino yesterday, and it wouldn't take our medallion. And finally, we asked what's going on. They said, "Oh, you're going to have to go over to guest services." We went there, and they said, "Well, we don't have your credit card on file. It didn't go through, or something like
so I
that."
gave them a Princess credit card, and then it worked
Okay.
fine, and we
And
lost
it took
lots of
all
money.
our money.
But then today we're laying in our cabin watching TV, and this afternoon, and on my phone pops a charge on my one of my other credit cards, and it's like I didn't charge anything, and I started to panic. It's like somebody's got my number or whatever. Um, so I ran down to guest services, and they let me call Princess because it was a Princess charge, a charge from Princess, and they said it didn't come from this ship, which it didn't. So I called and got online with Princess and talked to somebody, and they said no, they don't know what it is, and so I was ready to go to the credit union. I was on the chat to say this wasn't me.
To dispute the charge.
Yeah, and then suddenly all my emails showed up, and we're going to be on a Hawaii cruise next week,
In an
and
inside cabin.
yeah, and we put in a bid for a balcony, and we got it, and so they charged my card. So a little scary.
But
You're
it all
you're
worked
out
out.
here at sea. We didn't get off the ship today, so I mean, I guess we have AT&T, and it would work, but anyway, yeah, it all worked out.
Yeah.
Uh, the reason I didn't immediately think of the upgrade is because we put in an upgrade for this cruise, and they let us know midnight on the day we drove down to the port at midnight that we didn't get it. So that morning before we drove down, I had to print up the
Luggage tags.
luggage tags, and they've never let us know 5 days early. It's always a day or two,
And
always
especially since the
on the
Hawaii
upgrades.
cruise has been sold out for a long time.
Oh,
Hi, Hosty.
Liam,
Jules.
did you get a stamp? Not you, Jules. Anyway,
William.
and hi, Christina and Ashley and Austin and Jesse. Anyway, we're gonna take a little trip.
Take a little trip.
Remember, it's dark here, I imagine, and so we're gonna go outside. They're guarding the door, though. Oh, it's warm and humid out here, and full of smokers. Oh, I went right where I was gonna go. Well,
That's
that's
the
Cabo San
smoking
Lucas.
area.
Yeah, there's a smoking area out here. They got the lifeboat at the ready. The water shuttle tender boat. But that's Cabo at night. It's not really a very big city. and that's the moon. And
Saw a
I
couple whales.
way off in the distance, but
Yeah.
they jumped way out of the water. Uh, I understand there's an eclipse of the moon tonight. I think I have that right.
3 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah, I understand it's at 3 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, the seagulls are still up. Here on the ship, it's, you know, 7. Uh, if you've never been here before, there's actually a harbor straight ahead. We're aiming right at it. In fact, let's cross
And
the
show
ship.
people.
Hmm?
And show people.
The quantum of the seas was here when we arrived, but it's. I'm thinking it's gone now. You know, we use cruise mappers to find out where ships are and who's going to be in port on what day. It, it's handy. Cruisemappers.com. There's a shameless plug for them. Here's where El Arco is. Now, earlier today,
Now it's closed.
that gate was open, but now it's closed. Janet's right. So let's go all the way to the back.
They won't see anything there. You were going to show them the harbor.
Right. But I'm going to show them without any people.
One thing, we played trivia today in the activity cruise person
That's where the harbor is.
said last week when they came here, they started giving out the shuttle tickets to get off the ship, and it took 2.5 hours for the last group to get off. So people were prepared for that, but by 12:15 today, they didn't have any line at all.
Hey, there's a pelican. Can I zoom in on? There we go. Waiting for a fish. That's a little zoomy though.
Hard for anybody
Isn't
to
it?
see anything unless you go over to the lights.
What do you mean go over the lights?
You know, show them land.
That is land.
Now I see it, but you were doing the signal.
I was doing the pelican.
Yeah. So
Okay, so see, boats are still out. So that's Lover's Beach right there. It's got some lights on it right there. So people are having parties at the beach, it looks like. I mean, that could be a boat. That's a boat, obviously. But El Arco is there in the dark.
that is a boat.
Oh, you can just make it out. So we call that Land's End. How were things on land in Mexico? We don't know because we did not get off the ship today. We're going to get off tomorrow. We thought we'd just take it easy today, relax. And it's a good thing because if I'd got that message while I was on land, I would have really freaked out like somebody's got my information. They had one of those RIF or whatever they're called,
But when
readers.
you take the shuttle, it takes you into the port over there.
Yeah, right there. That is actually the lit up area right there. Okay, is where the shuttle goes in. There's a big harbor in there, and the shuttle goes in and drops you off right there. And then, right, oh, let me do this again. Well, that dark area, that's the public beach right next to the lights. So you can walk around and walk out on the public beach. It's a nice beach. And we've been snorkeling there. And they used to have palapas, big palm tree umbrellas, but they cut them all down so they could rent you umbrellas. So it was nice because the palapas were free and first come, first serve. And we used to lay under the palapas on the beach, but not anymore.
Not anymore. And then just on the other side of the lights, there's the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. So we're in the bay, and see that mountain there? On the other side of that is the big blue Pacific. You can just make out the rocks there. Actually, they're showing up better on the camera than in our sight, right? So, like the camera, it looks like it's still sunset, but here it's dark, dark, dark. Anyway,
Ship was pretty empty this afternoon.
yeah, it was a ghost town,
It
ghost ship,
was a ghost ship.
ghost ship. Um, let's move.
Okay.
Um, let me turn this around. Let me get Janet up here, front and center. There you go. All right. So, um, having fun though. Uh, you can see my microphone.
And we lost an hour last night.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's 7 o'clock on the ship.
Thank you.
Okay, this won't turn around. There.
Perfect for me.
Hey, wait a minute. Come here. Apparently, they're going to have a Neil Diamond impressionist in a few minutes here. We won't be here for it, but they're showing pictures of Neil Diamond. See that? But it's not Neil Diamond. But
It's
I
that
guess
guy.
it's Jumari. Well, he looks just like him. And the names are similar, right? Jumari, Neil Diamond. I'm going to show you the sign. Our dinner is just in a moment, so we're going to have to sign off. So at 7:30, I guess he's going to play guitar, just like Neil.
No, the Royal Princess Orchestra is going to be
Oh,
with him.
well, backing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows? Of course, here's music here. What ship is this? This is the Royal Princess with Captain Stephen Holland.
Huh?
Stephen Holland, is that the
Yes.
captain's name?
Yes.
So, Crown Grill in there. We're walking forward now. We're going to try to go outside here again, I think. Sometimes they close this door, though. And if you're ever on this ship, going outside midship is hidden, to say the least. But lots of these kind of chairs. Oh, and this is Princess Live. This is where we usually play trivia. We played Beatles trivia in there anyway. And this is the Princess Live Cafe. Of course, we did this on the first night, but maybe you weren't with us. So as we come up here, you'd think I'm going on the Princess Discovery in October. We sailed on the main voyage of Discovery Princess. You'd think these are the doors outside, but they're not. Yeah, it's fairly identical to this ship. It's a Royal class ship. And if you walk around in the right passageway, hallway, from the cabins, I've got some photos on display there. Oh, see?
They have it blocked
That
off.
closed. But the door's still open automatically.
Hi.
And somebody's checking us.
Making sure we're not sneaking under the rope.
Something's going on here.
Okay. It is as blue as things are gonna get on the ship over here. And you think the movie is? Back to the Future is correct!
Oh, it's movie trivia in the Piazza. By the way, if you've never seen the Piazza,
Alright, here we go. The next token I'm looking for is I'm looking for anybody with
and that's Ocean Terrace Seafood Bar.
medallion.
So
Elite
sushi.
medallion. And here's the song.
Up here. We're looking for anybody with a black medallion.
Yeah, down there.
What was that? A beautiful mind.
What movie is that? The music. That is not E.T., is it? No. Now I gotta know. Those people have matching shirts. You see that?
Oh yeah, I want to see this black medallion. Oh my god, it really is a black medallion. Hey, I have a laundry problem. Can you do all my laundry? He's like, yeah, just take it, bro. Can I just get it right? And you said the answer is loud and clear, right, bro? E.T. is absolutely correct!
Hey, I got it. Isn't that what I said? Wait, I said E.T., right? Anyway, let's turn this around. Closing.
This time, I'm looking for.
Hi. So,
From the Royal Princess.
hey, that's what we won right there. Oh, I've just messed up royally on the Royal Princess. Ghostbusters. Okay. Hey, so goodbye from the Royal Princess. Thanks for watching.
And
Same time tomorrow, I think. You said that's not E.T., is it?
You said that's not E.T., is it?
Because I thought it was, but I didn't want to be wrong. And the
He hates being
Ghostbusters, I
wrong.
got that. Anyway, that was easy. So
Bye from the Royal Princess.
we'll see you in this port, because that's where we'll be tomorrow.
That's right. Tomorrow.
Bye.
Ghostbusters is correct.